Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. As ever, you can find me over on Instagram at the House of Langford and at Overall Sews. I'm also on Ravelry at MadXStitcher, and this is my little corner of the internet. This is a monthly podcast where I share everything I've made for that month. So we are doing November, and I am a textiles teacher. And yeah, there is a Ko-fi account linked to this podcast. There is a Facebook page, there is a Facebook group as well, so everything you need to know will be down in the description for you. And this is not my usual setup. This is purely because it is now winter. It is Christmas and Advent, and I've moved all my furniture around. Because what used to be here is the sofa, but this is our only radiator in this room, and it's now turned off. It was warm a minute ago. However, the other radiators in here are at the other end of the room, which we never go to, so we need to be able to make use of this one, even if it's to dry clothes or to actually warm up the room, because obviously it's not very safe having the sofa in front of it. But because we haven't needed to use the radiator all year, it hasn't really made a difference, but now we do. So yeah, I'm currently sitting on my floor. But this is where I am bringing Vlogmas to you this year. Yeah, so I think that's all the admin. Let's dive straight in, shall we? So my plans for November were to finish the Magic Carpet Throw. Nope, not done that. Finish the HoHoHo CAL blanket. Again, not done that. And I wanted to make up some mini Christmas kits, which I got from my local yarn shop, All Tangled Up. Again, haven't done those. And there's a good reason why. So in October, I spent most of the month working on my star blanket, and for most of November I was working on Pudsey Bear. So let's go straight into finishes, shall we? Yeah, I made Pudsey Bear, and I don't have him with me because I raffled him off to raise some money for children in need. I managed to raise £91 in the end because somebody at work gave me some money on the Monday. I drew a winner on the Saturday. Was it last week? Must have been last week. 26th, yeah. 26th, I drew a winner on the 26th because I didn't finish Pudsey until the Sunday, which I think was the 12th? No. 13th. I finished him on the 13th of November, and obviously Children in Need was the Friday and Saturday of that week. So he was a little bit late, but I have still raised some money, which is really good. So I need to donate that, and I'll pop up a picture of the donation. I think I'm going to do it, I don't know if to just do it in my name or do it in the page's name. I haven't decided yet. I used Starcraft Special DK from the local yarn hut. The local yarn hut, my local yarn hut, which is called the Little Yarn Hut, also known as All Tangled Up, which is based in Grays. And I used a colour citron for Pudsey himself, and then I had some white left over for his bandana, and then I had some random, I think I had a bit of lipstick for the red dots, and I had a Deramore's ball that I've got lying around for the green dots, and then the blue was just a random little ball that I found in stash. So but it worked out quite nice, and I'm really impressed with the the facial features, because I've not done them in that way before. So it was really interesting to see how that sort of came about. But I'm really pleased with how he looks, and he's got a very nice little smile on his face. So he was won by Glynis, who is one of our customers to the shop, and she's been doing our crochet workshops since over the summer. They have all now stopped for winter because we need a little break over December, and we'll reopen those back in January. So yeah, it's been a really, really good month, I think. Yeah, Pudsey took me a couple of days. I think I attached both feet and made his body on the Saturday, and I think I made an arm and a half on Saturday as well, and then it was just joining those and making his head on the Sunday. I had previously made one foot, and then the other night made the second foot. So on the Saturday I joined everything together. Yeah, he worked up really, really nicely actually. He is a bigger than what the pattern says. I think the pattern says it's supposed to be 35 centimeters. Now I used the 3.5mm hook that it suggests, and he actually came out about 43 centimeters, so just a little bit bigger, but he is rather cute, so I don't mind, and I really hope Glennis enjoys having him at home. Yeah, so that was my Pudsey Bear for Children in Need. The pattern I actually got from the yarn shop. It is a King Cole pattern. I can't remember the designer's name, but her name is Zoe, I think it's Halstead. So yeah, it's a really lovely pattern, and it's so easy to work up, it really is. So if you want to make Pudsey next year, that is the pattern to go for. I'll see if I can find a pattern number as well and put that down below for you. The sales for the pattern also go to Children in Need, so it's well worth buying. So next up, I have been trying to work up some more samples for our Christmas crochet workshop. We held one on the 27th of November, which went down a real treat. Everyone made at least one item from the list that I give them. Basically, I wrote some patterns last year of crochet decorations, and we did a workshop last year as well. So we've done the same workshop this year, because most of the people that joined us were actually from our beginners workshops, so it was quite nice for them to be able to crochet in the round and make something 3D as opposed to all the flat pieces that we've been working on. So we did that, but I noticed that a couple of the patterns that I have, I did not actually have samples for because I'd sold them last year at Billericay Christmas Market, so I had to make up a couple more. So I've been trying to make up some more Christmas puddings, and I have this one so far. It just needs a cherry on top, a little berry, so I'm going to try and whip that up later and get this one finished off. But other than that, it is a Christmas pudding. And he's made, this one is actually a different colourway to last year's. Last year's were made in gingerbread for the brown. This one is made in walnut because it's a slightly darker colour. I think it's a better fitting colour for a Christmas pudding, but it is quite dark to work with, so we use gingerbread in the workshop just so people can actually see what they're crocheting. But yeah, I really like this. This is the first pattern I kind of wrote. I just had this idea of making a big 3D Christmas pudding, so that's what I did. So that's the first one. Like I said, that needs a berry, and then this one I made during the workshop because we noticed at the time that there wasn't one on the tree, so I've made two more for the workshop. So we have a Christmas wreath and a Christmas pudding. These patterns have actually gone on sale on Ravelry now, so if you look up Christmas decorations on Ravelry and you select crochet, these should come up. Otherwise, type in the House of Langford and they might come up with that, or type my name in. They should pop up for you, but I will put a link down below. Obviously that would be the easier option, wouldn't it? So yeah, I have two of these. This one is made in King Cole Glitz, so it has a bit of sparkle in the green, and this one is made in Stylecraft for the main part of the pudding and the icing, and then the leaves are again the King Cole Glitz. So we have those two as well. This one I think took less than half an hour. It's actually a really quick make, and you're working around a curtain ring. So you already have a loop if you wanted to add a ribbon to hang it rather than having the yarn pull up. So there are options, which is good. So the other thing I've been doing is for the crochet workshop, but it's for our next one. So the next one we're actually holding on my birthday, which is the 10th of December, and we're holding it that day because we had a whole group of our crochet workshop students want to do it together, so we put that date on for them. And I've also got one student who did it last year with us, so I wanted something different for her because otherwise she's doing the same things again. So I've been working on making up a snowman, and I'm calling this as done because I just need to piece it together. But we have his head, so I have a snowman head. I have a little hat for him. Can we see where this is going? Yeah, so he's got a little hat, and I've also made a little scarf, so I just need to actually attach it together and then he's finished. Now what I will say is this, I actually found a tutorial for this on YouTube. I can't actually remember what I was looking for, but it's super easy to do. I did alter it slightly because it asks for, I think, 7 chain or 6 chain, and when I did it I was like, that's too big, it doesn't make the loops that you need, so I had to reduce it. But yeah, it's like a little braid. You basically make 2 pieces and you have to weave them together, which is quite clever. So that becomes the snowman scarf, and I'm going to put like a tassel on one end so it's a bit more fluffy or fringy. So yeah, I'm going to put that together. I didn't know whether to double up the face though, because it keeps curling. So I was going to make another one and then stitch round it to seal it together. So I'm hoping that will work at least, and it will hide all the yarn ends as well at the back. But yeah, I have a little snowman. I have also been trying to make a gingerbread house, but it's not going very well, and that's because I have this vision for the roof of this gingerbread house, and it just doesn't seem to be working. So I've kind of put it to one side, and I'm going to see if I can look at it again this week, because I have one thing ready that she can do, and maybe we can work together on making up a gingerbread house, so we shall see. But yeah, one little snowman. See if we can get his scarf to sit right. Snowman. So that kind of finishes off finishes, I guess. The yarn I used for the snowman is Starcraft Special DK, most of it, and obviously the glitz for the green, and then I think I had Big Value DK for the nose, just because we had some left over and I didn't have any orange with me at the time. So what I'll do is I'll show you where I'm currently at. We're now moving into whips. I'll show you where I'm currently at with this gingerbread house. Oh dear. So I have one side of a gingerbread house, like a pentagon shape. So obviously we need a front and a back. Then I've got a side. Or is that a roof? That's a roof. This is the side piece. And then I have a bit of a roof going on here. So, yeah. But then I realised that actually doing it all in pieces means there's a lot to join. So I need to work out how many rows to do like 3 sides at once. Side, bottom and side. Rather than just doing a side, a bottom and a side. Do it all in one go. So, yeah. I'm still playing with it, and I would have liked to have got it done by next week, but if I don't, then I don't know. I'll try something else. But yes, so that is the gingerbread house I'm currently trying to design. And I do have another Christmas pudding in progress as well. So I just need to, I think I need to just start the decreasing rounds now on this one. No, I've started. I think I've done one decrease round. Yeah. So I need to do a couple more and then I'll stuff it, and then that will be ready to put some icing on, and yeah, I'll have another Christmas pudding. What else have I been doing? So I have also, is it in this bag? It is in this bag. I found a picture online. I was like, that's just C2C, that's really easy. And I immediately grabbed a ball of green yarn and thought, right, I'm going to make that. And this is my sort of go-to project if I just need something easy to work on. Because it doesn't require much thought. So it is a scarf, and it's meant to be a character. So it is a Christmas character who is green. I think we can all agree that the only Christmas character who is green is the Grinch. So I'm going to make some eyes for it as well. But yeah, his hat just keeps on going. The idea is that the red will become his hat. So obviously it needs to go a little bit longer. And then I will add a pom-pom at the end without squaring it off, so it stays diagonal. But it just seems to be taking a while. I think the original might have been done in chunky, but I didn't have any chunky at the time. I had just DK, so I just grabbed the DK. But I think it's quite a nice width, at least. It's just not growing very fast. So yeah, that is my Grinch scarf. I am using, I think this is Deramor's Special DK, because that's what I had lying around. And then the white and the red are actually Hardicraft Special DK. So yeah, it's living in one of my little panda bags, and I'm just working it up on a 4mm hook. It's C2C. Yeah, easy peasy. I did find, like I said, I did find a pattern, so I will link that below. But yeah, that is what I am working on. The last crochet piece that I'm working on is actually another version of my snowflake beret, which also hit Ravelry this month. And I'm trying to do it in 2 colours so that I can do the snowflake in a white colour and it will show up against a darker colour. So I'm kind of doing it in Taja style. And I did a little sample of it. I did a few rounds. I'll put a picture up of what it looked like when I did a few rounds. And then I realised that afterwards that actually I was changing yarns at the wrong time, so it would be a lot easier if I finished each stitch, purely because you, on some of the rounds, you miss the top of the front post treble, and obviously if it's in the white colour you'll be able to see that stitch. So I've pulled it all back, that's why I have nothing to show you. And I will go back to it and work out where my loops need to be. But yeah, so that is in progress. I've got it up here as to how it needs to go. So I'm just working it up in Starcraft Special Chunky because it's a commercial yarn, so it's nice and cheap. And it means that I can just rip it back if I need to without worrying about it getting caught with itself. So yeah, that is the last crochet thing I'm working on anyway. I am also, as I said, it's been released. I'll put the pattern link down below. The last thing I have been working on is actually a piece for work. So my year 10 students are making teddy bears or soft toys as part of their practical this term. And in order to help them, like, encourage them along, I've made one as well. So I currently have the head, just a head. So I'll put a picture up of what that looks like. I have stuffed it just to show them what it looks like. Obviously I know that in order to finish it you need to take the stuffing out, because you sew everything together first and then stuff it before you sew the very last bit up. But it's just to show them what it will look like. Yeah, yeah, so I've been working on a teddy bear, and I'm using I think it's a simplicity pattern. It might be a new look pattern. No, I think it's simplicity. I'll have to double check. And what we actually did was used calico, and we tie-dyed the calico, so we've chosen all our own colours to make up our fabric print. So that is what I'm currently working on at work. Now, on the conversation of work, I do have news. I mentioned there was news last month, but didn't really go into detail, mainly because there are some people at work that might watch my podcast. I'm not sure, and I didn't want it to come out on here before I told everyone at work. So I'm actually changing jobs. I currently work in Southend-on-Sea, which is roughly an hour's drive for me in the morning and in the afternoon, and I hate the journey, to be honest. It's far too long, and it's not very good for my well-being to be in the car for such a long time. It took me 2 hours to get home the other night because there were just accidents on the road. So yeah, I am moving to a school closer to home, which is only 10 minutes away, and I'm really looking forward to it. What I have found out is that some of the students there are actually grandsons or granddaughters of people I know from the yarn shop, which is quite nice. So I've heard good things about the school, which is really good. But yeah, I'm going to be teaching textiles there, which means I have a whole order list to put together of what I need, because I'm walking into an empty classroom. So, I mean, if anyone out there wants to donate me yarn or fabrics, you know, please, because I'm having to start from scratch. But it'll be nice because the materials I get in them will be stuff that we'll actually use, and I'm not using someone else's 35 years of accumulation, which is what I've been doing where I currently am. Yeah, that is my news. Yeah, it's exciting. It's nerve-wracking because I'm still doing my ECT stuff. It is nerve-wracking because it's somewhere new. It's a brand new school as well. So, and none of them have done textiles at all because they didn't have the facilities where they were before the building was built. So yeah, it's going to be fun though. It's going to be really interesting trying to build it up from nothing, but I'm looking forward to the change and to having more time on my hands and not feeling overwhelmed in the car anymore. So that's going to be a real bonus. We just have the issue of sorting out Joey and getting him to college, because at the moment I drop him off on my way to work, and obviously I'm not going to be going that direction anymore. So he did mention the other day that about getting public transport. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I've got a new job. Right, this has gone really fast. Yeah, I feel like I've been talking really quickly. It could be because I'm really cold. This hasn't really kicked back in yet, and I'm also sat on the floor. But I'm also itching to get crocheting, and I need to edit Vlogmas as well. But yeah, the last thing I need to talk to you about is my acquisitions for November. And I was just checking my phone and my invoices to find out that, because I was wondering, like, why have I not had Truly Hooked Blanket Club this month? Because I couldn't find it, and then I was thought, I'll check if I got an invoice. And when I checked, the last one was actually October. So, well, the last invoice was in September for October. So there isn't one this month. Yeah, so I need to find something to do to work those up into anyway. Yeah. Oh, what I forgot to mention earlier is that the Christmas decorations are actually in my yarn dispensary bag, which is made by Julia of Sparkle Julia exclusively for the yarn dispensary. I I'm wondering if she can actually make one with the House of Langford on it. Jules, if you're watching, you might not be watching. We're gonna have one, please. Yeah, so I have news on that actually as well. But yeah, so acquisitions then. And I was trying to think, like, what have I bought this month? And actually, there's not an awful lot. And I think it's because I've been so focused on trying to finish stuff, for one reason or another, that I haven't bought anything for me. I bought yarn for my mum. I bought the yarn for Pudsey last month. But that's it. Did I buy the yarn last month? I may have bought the yarn this month for Pudsey, but it's 2 balls of citron yarn, so no, it must have been last month. I'm sure I bought it in October. Anyway, so I have 2 of my usual things to show you. One is the Perfect Collab Club, and this is Now That's What I Call. So if you've ever seen the Now music CDs, that is what this is from. So this is one of the Christmassy ones. Which is all blues and silvers. This is by Waku Yarn, and it is merino DK, 100% superwash merino, 225 meters per 100 grams, and it's just got nice colors in it. It's just a really wintry yarn, and I think there's only one left. I ordered November, because this is obviously ordered in October. I ordered November's, which is Aphis Yarns, which is Wham. And I think December's went up, but I can't remember what it is. I'm going to have to look it up. So yeah, I think there are 2 more left to come, which means I think I have 2 weeks. We have 2 weeks until Laura's start going shipping, because that is November. I don't know, I thought Laura was December. I'm gonna have to double check. Anyway, Eva will probably tell me. But yeah, I have a skein of DK, so that's going to go with all the others. As I mentioned earlier, I've tried to tidy up a little bit, and try and put things together. What I will say though is, unfortunately, I am going to need... I have put myself on a yarn ban, because when I was moving furniture, I kept finding boxes of yarn, and I clearly do not need any more. I have not used any of the ones from this year. I think because what I want to do with them is make jumpers and put them all together, but I don't have the skills necessarily at the moment to do that. So everything's kind of on hold, and they're just getting tucked away. Some of them are also too nice to use, because they're so pretty. But like, I have this year's and last year's that I haven't done anything with, and I need to do something with those before I even think about buying more yarn. I have allowed myself to be able to purchase at shows. So Wolf and Abbey Wool Show in January, and then East Anglia Yarn Festival in around March, April time. There's also the Stitch Festival in March, and then Knitting and Stitching in October next year. So yeah, I'm not allowed to buy any more. Because I also have, the next thing I need to show you is Siobhan's Crafts Care Bear box. Now again, I've bought almost all of them this year, other than the one I missed in August. And again, I haven't done anything with them because I wanted to put them all together in a rainbow, which I don't know if I can now because I have one missing. But I will get them all out and have a look. So this bear is Harmony Bear for November, who is purple and has a multicoloured flower on the tummy. So we have a purple skein of yarn and all the colours of the tummy flower speckled, which is really pretty. So it is DK, 100 grams, 225 meters. It's superwash merino and 25% nylon. So I have almost all of these. And then we have our stitch markers. The middle one's flipped round. Nope, go back the other way. There we go. To match, which are really sweet. And then obviously we have our tie-dyed bag again for this month with the Care Bear cupcake on it. But yeah, I wanted to put these all into a jumper of some sort in a rainbow, but I don't have all of them anymore, so I don't know what they're going to become now, but that's okay. But like I said, I haven't actually been using hand-dyed yarn much this year. Last year it took me a couple of months to make up the ripple blanket in the 10 gram minis I was getting from Vicky Brown's, so I stopped that end of last year, maybe the beginning of this year, I can't remember. Yeah, so I stopped doing that and bought these. But yeah, I need to stop buying subscriptions and try and save money, because my rent has now gone up as well. And even though my pay has gone up for the new job from January, I need to be trying to save money. So yeah, I need to stop spending it. Yeah. The last thing that I can actually remember buying this month is a new book. Now, I bought this book because I follow them on Instagram. Now, I'm not sure. There was a bit of controversy a while back about a t-shirt, but I never saw it. I just heard it along the grapevine, but I like their patterns, so I'm torn. So I bought the book. The patterns are actually really cute and they are so easy to do, so that's why I bought it. So I have got the Not Bad Amigurumi book by Vincent Green Height, who is Yarn Punk on Instagram. He also has a Ribbler thing, I don't know what that is, for patterns. Yeah, so I don't know what happened. I don't know what the issue was with this, but I think it was with him anyway. I don't remember. Anyway, I like his patterns, and I don't like to support people that are not nice. Yeah, I'm torn, but I did buy the book. Please don't hate me. It's a really good teaching tool though as well, because these are super simple, and yeah, I've already had a student of mine try and make one of them. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got. As I mentioned at the beginning, it is Vlogmas now. We're on day 3. It is the 3rd of December today. Tomorrow is the Billericay Christmas market, which is my annual Christmas market, which I only do the one now. I do the one Christmas market a year. I actually did one last week on the 26th of November. We went to Tilbury Cruise Terminal, which is considered to be London Cruise Terminal, and had an event there. There was lots of Christmas music, and there was a few of us that knew each other. So all of our stalls were sort of together. And we just had a really nice day. Me and my mum were dancing around. I also had a stall for the yarn shop as well, to try and sell some of the kits that we have. So I'm taking the kits with me tomorrow too. Yeah, and I'm just hoping for another really good day, but I know it's going to be cold. So I need to try and wrap up really warm, and that's not always easy because not a lot of my clothes fit. Yeah, I have sorted out the float earlier today. All my stock is still in the living room, right there. And that will go away when I come back, and when I can actually get in the area that's supposed to go, to put it away. So yeah, and I'm really tired. yeah, that's it for November. This is a really short episode. Yeah, I don't have anything else to show you. I am going to sit and crochet tonight because it is nearly 8:30. I need to put some food on. I need to put the heating back on because it's freezing in here. Or I might just put my hoodie on because that'll warm me up, won't it? Yeah, my son and I have been to play D&D today. Hence my little D&D badge. Which is really good. But I'll talk about that later. I've talked about that on Vlogmas, so you'll have to check it out there. Yeah. Not much else here. Yeah, it's a new job, new school. Hopefully I get some more time to myself and I can get some better sleep and my mental health will improve because those of you who've been around for a little while, you'll know that work has been quite stressful. Especially when I've not been well either. So yeah, fresh start for me as of January and I cannot wait. I really cannot wait. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I'll see you all again in December's podcast and maybe I'll actually finish some stuff. I have now found, because I needed to get my light out, which is why the lighting's a bit weird. I have now found the magazine that I was looking for, which has the last part of the Magic Carpet cowl in it. So all it is a border. A friend of mine did manage to get the pattern for me from a library app. So I have that somewhere in the stuff that's on my sofa. Yeah, so but I still need to finish the last section of that blanket anyway, and whilst I'm doing Advent I'm not doing that. What I will say though is the Advent squares are actually not taking that long to do, so I could add in something else, but I also need to finish off Christmas puddings and yeah, there's lots of things I need to be doing or should be doing and not an awful lot of time to do it in. So I've got a busy few December is so busy. I've got a busy few weeks because it's also my birthday. My son turned 18 last week and it's my birthday next week, so busy and I'm just gonna be crocheting for the rest of December pretty much. But yeah, I'll see you all again next month. Take care. Bye.